I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we
What up, and welcome back into the preeminent destination, your one-stop shop, your last stop, the last call, as it was, to get all the winning sports betting information. A lot of people out there pretending to do it, but nobody does it better than we do here at the Sports Money Network. We stand on business. We've introduced cash flow reading, how to analyze trends and angles, just how to win bigger bets, the benefit of managing the bankroll with casting a wider net, the tip of the spear. We will follow that blood trail into the woods and come home with dinner with Slay the Dragon. Here at the Sports Money Network, we do it all. Try to give you guys valuable information, insights, our thoughts and opinions on how you can win more sports wagers. What a day today. We are on fire. We've given you guys Racing with Razor. We gave you guys the morning steam. We gave you bases loaded. I'm going to give you pregame in here. We've got the VB MMA picks show out there ready to go for you guys as well. For the UFC this weekend come Saturday, you got to start prepping now. Doesn't mean you got to make your picks now. I talked about the CLV, and this is why you don't need to bother with. Here's the thing. Okay. Let me tell you real quick about the psychology. Let me tell you how the brain works. Okay. I told you guys just some general rules. And if it's not this, if it's not me, so be it. But grab one show. You don't need to have 50. One channel, one station. Find people that cap the way you like them to cap. Some people listen to shows all day, every day on all kinds of channels. I see some of the names in the chat and I think, man, take a break. Take a refresher. Follow this pony that you like the way it rides. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like blondes, why are you dating a blonde? Who doesn't like blondes? Come on, stop it now. That being said, I think the second thing you need to look at here is CLV is, let's see, what can we call it here tonight? Chumps like violating ethical code and talking about winning bets. I can't think of it. I don't know. We talked about caching, cocktailing, and live vibes. There's no need to be, and this is where I was going with this, is this the brain and the way that it works. Okay. Your brain cannot process if you cap all day, bet all night, and then start capping again for the next day at night. CLV's dead. I'm telling you that. I'll stand by it. I would rather spend 5 more cents to catch a winner than have a disaster. Like I took the Detroit Tigers last night overnight and I got great value. And then you find out Scooble's out. Now you could say, okay, well, you can go listed versus action, but why? Why are you doing that? Pitchers aren't batting. What, you want Paul Skeens in there, or the bet cancels? Come on, stop it. We are innovative here. We are sharing. We are displaying. We are Mythbusters as it relates here to the Sports Money Network. So I'm excited to talk to you guys about the sole NHL game on the docket this evening. I've got a total and a prop. I've got 2 Yerfies to talk with you guys about. I've got action. I've got 2 props for pitchers to win. We're going to talk Reds and Cubs, Dodgers and Astros, Jays and Rays. Yeah, of course. Why not? We'll talk about the 2 NBA games. Gave you a big winner here. The New York Knicks, man. I posted this last night. Slightly in jest. Sometimes it's hard not to make fun of the dummies. But it was a New York Knicks spot. And I'm going to give you guys 2 spots here tonight in this NBA action. Plus, I'm going to give you a player prop there. So player prop. We'll talk sharp betting report and put a bow on the show and get you guys out the dough. We got tons of action for you guys. We went through the full baseball card. I'm only going to add a couple of spots as it relates to some props. I can't remember what. Oh, I know what I did in that Dodgers game. I was thinking, what did I do in that Dodgers game? I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are as well. I thought we had a really great bases loaded show today. Razor knocking the cover off the ball. Ramon Scott get you guys started with the morning steam. Double duty for Ramon. He's already got 2 shows on the board here today. All fun stuff, though. It's going to be a glorious journey here on the Sports Money Network, and I appreciate you guys joining us along the way. Time to hit that thumbs up button if you haven't done so already. Take a second, give it a smash. Help us grow this thing. Communicate with the algorithms and let them know that we are here. We are the biggest, the baddest, the best sports handicapping network in the land. And all we need you to do to agree is to smash that thumbs up button. So take a second if you haven't done so already. Give it a click and we'll get to work. Transparency is the fuel that helps the fire grow in the land of integrity and ethical moral standards. So let's do a quick recap here. Nerfy game, not so great yesterday. Matter of fact, I would say just downright deplorable. You know, I'm talking about how you can't just bet the Rockies 4 days in a row and pound your chest if they accidentally cash for plus 250 because you're still down. We did go 1-3 yesterday on the show here, so a little disappointed. I gave out the Colorado Rockies on the bases loaded show, so I gave that official there, but I came back here and did it as well for the rollover. So, you know, listen, if anything, honesty and integrity run at an all-time high here in this network. We'll never throw slanderous accusations out there like some whiny little bitches. You know what I'm saying? It's all about facts and data. And it looks like I'm going to count this Colorado Rockies Yerfie as 2 losses, 1 here and 1 over on bases loaded. Because we ain't no bitches. But we did cash the no-run first inning in the Miami Phillies game. Flyers, what a heartbreaker. I mean, there was like 2 spots here. I'll call it 2 spots that went the difference between, you know, what were we down a unit yesterday? 2 spots between being down a unit and just slaying the absolute shit out of the board here. The Flyers game, 3-2 loss in overtime. You know, we did get the Stankoven shots on goal, over 2.5 shots on goal at minus 125. The dude ended up with 4. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, and this is, I'm saying this for you here because I want you to apply this principle to 2 different, it's going to be 4 bets, 2 different bets that we're making here this evening. So there's a little bit of strategy. I told you yesterday, some of these dummies, everything to a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? There's no strategy. They just fire. Sixers, Embiid, you know, Maxey. We got to have a little strategy in the way that we bet so that we can continue to build these bankrolls. So, you know, look, Stankoven cashes, but we lost a plus 225 and it was an overtime loss. Now it's a loss. I gave you a big trend that showed it could have been a win. So we pushed, we kind of middled in that spot, even though we could have really taken those 2 units and made it almost 3.5. Baltimore Royals got the shit pounded out of them. There's no way to put any lipstick on that thing. It is just an ugly hoss. And it was 12-1. You know what's fucked up is it was 3-1. I'm looking at it going, all right, maybe we have a chance. I went away. I started doing some things and I'm like, whoa, puke. I did talk about the Knicks game. It wasn't just the Knicks win, but it was the read in the game. I told you guys about Josh Hart. The player prop index continues to reign supreme here. 12.5 rebounds and assists, minus 105. He gets 14. Started out, I think he had 0 in the first quarter, something like that. So it was a little sweaty. But we cashed the under in the Spurs and Timberwolves game as well. So 3-0 NBA playoff plays. It ain't as hard as they want to make. Listen, if any other dummy can cap the NBA, there's no reason we can't do it at a high level. Now, we did miss the Vegas Golden Knights over 3.5. 3-1 final. Lost. No way to sugarcoat it. Atlanta Braves took the under. Seattle won. Gave you Seattle over on the other one. But the under did not cash, and we finished off with a big win there with the San Francisco under 8. Now, I was a little embarrassed because I did not suspect. Well, I kind of did tell you San Francisco's bats don't really fire. They got 3. They didn't get their team total. And then I told you San Diego kind of doesn't really put enough runs on the board to dominate their opponents and push overs. And that's pretty much what happened. They played to the level of their competition. And you know what? If you roll in the mud with the Hogs, you're going to get dirty. Okay. That's just the way it works. So anyhow, let's go, you guys. I'm excited. I hope you are as well. We got ourselves the Wild Avalanche. We got Nerfies Yerfies. We got 3 baseball setups. We got the Cavs and Pistons, the Lakers and Thunder. Hopefully I can bring some unique look to get you guys paid in those spots, and we'll talk sharp perspective betting. So shout out to everybody that's here. I see you guys, man. I see AJ, first guy in the commenter. Let's go. It's a new role for our guy out there. Commenter numero uno. Shout out to Razor Sharp Picks in the house. Let's go. We got some bot action. Nicholas Handy's here. Danny Briere Sports Highlights. Danny Barry Sports Highlights. Danny Briere. All good to have you, my friend. I know you're in here on the reg, so appreciate you rocking with us. Says, what's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Blake M. Says, good afternoon, crew. His play. The Braves. Moneyline. We got the 9 legacy paid in full play back in day here. Paid in full parlay of the day as it is. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Baltimore Orioles, the Athletics, Cincinnati Reds. And he's got some best bets on the Avalanche puck line, the Braves puck line, and the Astros money line. Big bomb out there for that Astros money line. Shout out to you, 9 legacy Blake M. Also on the White Sox. Love to see some alignment with the squad. Stop Geoengineering's here. Steve G in the house. What up, Steve? Canes. Could be another sweep. Philly ain't got nothing for. I bet you Carolina wins this game. You know I'll come up with a funky little trend, but I don't think that's all. Like I said, they're too stupid. And now we got to ride with them because they're in the playoffs. They should have won that fucking game last night. They scored too early, and then they just kind of parked the bus. J Main says, yo, what up, gang? Shout out to you, J Main. And Big Baby in the house says, yo, forgot about the new channel. Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning to you, Big Baby. That's all you guys, man. Let's get into it. Let's talk Wild and Avalanche here. I thought there was something else I wanted to something else I wanted to fire on, but I can't recall it offhand. So I'll tell you what. I have a guilty pleasure. I used to be before sports gambling was legal in New York State, I used to like to hammer away on DFS, and every so often I get a freebie from FanDuel still. So I put one in there today for Major League Baseball. I don't know. You want me to read it off to you guys? Don't you go playing this on me now. Or if you do, don't put it in the free one. It's not a free. It's a payout. You guys know how it works. If you guys do the DFS shit, you know, they'll offer you the occasional. They want to fucking bait you back in. They want to bait you in, get you going, and then get you hooked. You ain't going to hook me. I don't give a fuck. It looks like I got to make a change. It looks like I got to make a change right off the gate. Let's see. Oh, man. Hae-Sung Kim will be out of the lineup tonight. It's important. Yet another reason why the Houston Astros should get your action tonight. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. I don't like using guys that are 9 in the order. I don't really do too much of the DFS stuff with you guys on screen here. So, listen, don't judge me on this effort alone. Always fun to try to. All right. All right. There we go. We got room to play with. You never want to use your full balance. First of all, I can't tell you any winning tickets that use their full fucking balance. And that's a common misconception. I'll run it down with you guys. I got $1,700 left over. I went with Andy Abbott. I got Cal Raleigh, Louis Arise, Max Muncy, O'Neal Cruz, Michael Harris. We'll see if he plays. He's got the quadricep thing going on. Antonacci for the White Sox, Corbin Carroll, and Kyle Tucker. I don't know. Listen. I've moved away from FanDuel. I've started using Kalshi simply because of the fucking prices, the differential in 15 and 20 cents clips. How can you not? And so I started thinking about this. Everybody should have Kalshi, but damn, the pricing is so fucking widespread. So if I give out a Kalshi play at minus 105, but it's minus 118 or minus 120 everywhere else, I played it at minus 105, but maybe I'll start counting it. I don't know. I kind of go with the average. You know what I mean? Like not the average, but like within the big 5 books or so, what's like the best number that's there that everybody should have access to? But man, everybody has access to Kalshi now. So I may change the way I go about the game, but the thought process here, if I can take this free ticket and jack fucking FanDuel with it, then why not? I'm a degenerate. I like to have fun. I like to look back at something different every so often. It keeps the brain fresh. This is what I was saying. You gamble all morning, gamble all afternoon. You're capping the night. Your brain needs time to process. It has to unplug. It has to unwind. It has to recharge before you start firing again. And that's why I think the people that are betting CLV are missing the boat. Pure and simple, right? I mean, like, listen, I don't argue. If you can get plus 110 and it moves to even money, yeah, you got a 10-cent better line, but 12, 14, 16 hours of lag time between when you placed it and when it potentially even starts is a world of opportunity for shit to happen. So that being said, you guys, I digress. I like to have 2 things on my Twitter timeline. 1, sports. 2, some of them hot little celebrities running around, it helps freshen the brain. It keeps the sword sharp, if you know what I'm saying. And that's why I think CLV is a myth these days. They don't recognize the science of how the brain works with those late night shows that you see a lot of people doing. So in any event, woke as jokes. The second period, both teams to score at plus 100. Sounds good. It does sound good, doesn't it? Let's get into this game, though. I'm going to give this one to you guys here with the over. I'm going to roll back to the over. I'm going to play a couple spots in this game, though. Look, we saw that last game. It nuked the total. And you could think zigzag, but you shouldn't. I mean, the elevation weakens the defense. And, we see the fact is when games go way over the number, they tend to go way over the number. It's the matchup, right? A couple times we tried to time some unders in the Edmonton Oilers. We did time it once really well where it was a 4-1 final. But for the most part, bangers and mash as it relates to it here. But when teams combine for more than 10 goals in the previous playoff game, the over is 19 and 8. So for context, the average total is 6, and it's going over by a half a goal. 6.5 is a pretty sharp number, but I'm going to go back to it. I don't see any reason why to change here. Now, listen, for what it's worth, the favorite, 14 and 7 in those spots, 14 and 17, excuse me. Maybe suggest a little Colorado Avalanche when they scored over 10 goals in the previous game. And the puck line's 9 and 22. So I do lean to the overtime in this game as well. I think there's a nice opportunity for you to cash a nice big plus upside here, but I would only sprinkle it, I know we talk, for me, I like to bet the overtime spots when they're kind of live. Like when you see the team goes up by 2 goals, like, okay, now you're getting a really good number to fire back, but it's plus 340 on DraftKings. So I can't be mad at anybody that wants to get involved in that side of the business. I think it's a good look, and I think it's a nice little plus money price tag. And if you want to get smart, you'll play Jesper Wallstedt over 28.5 saves. If they're scoring 10 times in a game, they're shooting the puck a hell of a lot, unlike the Flyers, who barely shoot the puck at all, it seems like. Game 1, 15 fucking goals. Are you kidding me? And so the Avalanche average 27.2 shots at even strength per game. That is the highest of the postseason to this point. So the Avalanche are firing the puck at an alarming rate, and that's why they're scoring goals. They did move the number up. He had 42 shots, Jesper Wallstedt, that previous game. And the Minnesota Wild are averaging 32.7 shots a game in the postseason. So we know the goalie, I usually look at the minutes factor, right? We got to make sure they're getting the minutes when it comes to like the NBA. Is it Gustafsson now? Nicholas Handy. That would suck. Here's another reason why we don't need to bet these too early. Either way, I like Gustafson. Yeah, it says Gustafson's in. Scotty Wedgwood. Look, to me, it's not about Jesper Wallstedt being the goaltender that validates the cap. It's about the defense and offense abilities out there. And again, Colorado Avalanche shoot the puck a lot, more than anybody. The Minnesota Wild allow the puck to be shot a lot, almost more than anybody. So pretty simple. Pretty cut and dry look at this thing and saying, you know what? So Gustafson's shot total is 29.5. It's creeping. I wouldn't take it over 30. It's just bad business at that point. So that's the way I would approach this game. I like the over. Steve G says, fucking fantastic. Watch the Wild win this game. Here's the play of the century for you guys. Okay. Gustafson over 29.5 saves. The Wild win the game. Goes over 6.5. Won't let me parlay the overtime. And then let's add a point for Arturi Lokinen, 1+ point. All right. That's at 1,500, 15-1. Gustafson over 29.5 saves. The Minnesota Wild win the game. The over 6.5, and Lokinen to get a point. Now you may be, I got to log in here. I'm just going to throw $50 on this. We're here. But the reason I'm going to Lankinen is because he plays on that spot with McKinnon and Nexus. Got 6 points in the postseason. He's on the second power play unit as well, so he's getting plenty of time. Can we get a boost on this? What do we got here? Yeah, we get a 20% boost. That makes it 1,800. There you go. Minnesota Wild win the game over 6.5. Lankinen 1+ point. And Gustafson over 29.5 saves. There's a quick who knew? We were going to go down a DFS play. We were going to give you a fantasy baseball lineup and a same game parlay for the single NHL game in the land here. Let's go. Fun stuff, you know. Dale Fix shouting out Nicholas Handy. Steve G says, taking down my first period under after Gustafson news. You know, I will say this. Now, I don't think Minnesota Wild win the series against the Colorado Avalanche, but I will say this. Having a goalie that becomes the hot hand is a huge thing. And if you want to, look at some validation points, just go back in history. But right now, current series being played, the Buffalo Sabres. Jukka-Pekka Luukkonen, he sucked. And they go to Alex Lyon, whatever. And he's 3-1 in the postseason. He's playing hell of a game. So you need to have somebody on the bench you can bounce back to versus the Flyers, who I don't think you go away from Vladar. It's the guy doing that. Could go so wrong. You know what I'm saying? Steve G says, how can you go with the Wild on the road with their backup goalie for the reason I just said? Sometimes it's that little spark. You know, the thing about the trends, and we're not talking streaks. We're talking trends. You guys have heard me talk about that before. This trend doesn't care who's in goal. It just says that the dog covers more than the dog's winning 55% of the time, regardless of who's in goal. Now you could go back and look. The Ducks played on April 26th as part of that trend. How'd they do? Well, they did win. So the trend was a losing trend. And that was a nice little plus money banger that came through and cashed. So the dog is cashing. We'll see. Stop Geo says, Mikey, off topic, but locking in Ducks money line plus 145 now for tomorrow. I mean, I don't hate it. But what happens if Mitch Marner gets hurt tonight? I guess that would support your side, right? I guess that would support your side. All right. I was thinking the under in that one again. Dosto played a great game. It was, I'd rather Vegas wins than the Anaheim Ducks because of Cutter Gauthier, but you got to respect it. Wouldn't talk you off it. Probably talk you on the Carolina Hurricanes on Thursday, May 7th. I don't know. That's why I don't like the Listen, we stopped doing the UFC show. One, because the views weren't great. Two, I don't want to have my feet taped to the pedals on Wednesday pre-weigh-in. That's why I talk about this shit all the time. Some of these knuckleheads that are putting out UFC picks on Sunday. Like, all right, so first of all, are you really playing them? Because you're tying up bankroll for 6 days. And you haven't seen weigh-ins. You don't know if there's you don't know if staph infections are rolling around out there. I just like to wait. I'd rather put my money in play tonight. Albeit, though, we did cash that plus 650 Los Angeles Lakers series bet. So we'll talk Lakers here in a minute. Let's go to some Yerfies, you guys. I've got two Yerfies for you. The reason I like both, and so I told you about the strategy, right? We're not hammers. We're statisticians here. We're not just fire. These two teams have the highest yes run first inning rate on the docket this evening after they overachieved their hit rates last night. The first one, the Toronto Blue Jays. It is Kevin Gausman, so that is a little nerve-wracking here, but with due respect, it's in play. The second one, the New York Yankees. Both those teams, yes, run first inning plays for me. Now, the reason I suggest that you play them both is because, yes, you have Kevin Gausman, and he's a plus money dog. But I think DeGrom, counterpoint to people thinking this guy's a stud. I said this earlier. He plays like shit at Yankee Stadium. And the Yankees are hitting the ball very well. And when they hit the ball very well, the yes run first inning comes into play. So whether it be this meatball that they're throwing out there on the bump or the other side, the yes run first inning. Toronto's was plus 120. Plus 120 for Toronto. And the Yankees are minus 115. I think you play them both. You sprinkle on them both if you want. Just play them both equally. Don't fuck around. That's the way I would do it. Put $100 on both of them. Put $100 on both of them. You pick one and the other one cashes, you're going to be pissed. So don't do that. But I like yes run first innings. And it's just simply because two of the best teams in baseball to go over makes sense, doesn't it? You kind of start the game the way you finish the game, and we know the majority of runs come in the first inning. So we're going to play both yes run first inning spots in that game. And we might as well talk about some of these player props because I'm in on the Kevin Gausman. This is the other side of the strategy. I would play both of these. Hope we split them or go 2-0. Kevin Gausman, Tampa Bay. Now, the sharp money apparently is coming in on the Tampa Bay Rays. I kind of respectfully disagree because, I have the privilege of receiving the sharp respected betting report. They ain't betting Tampa Bay. Let me tell you that. Number one spot being bet tonight, Toronto Blue Jays. And it's the Gausman night factor that goes into it. I think they fucking knew something with that Red Sox spot. They bet the Red Sox the night before at plus 165. So all the jackasses that were CLVing up the Detroit Tigers missed out on the CLV that was to be had with the Boston Red Sox. So, listen, I'm going to take some Gausman to bounce back and get the win. I mean, he hasn't been playing terrible, and he's been a road journeyman. He plays his better baseball on the road. I think that here's the situation where how I came up with Gausman to get the win. Okay. They win with him. First of all, that's a crucial component. Tampa Bay doesn't score enough. I was texting Shark last night about this, where it's like, man, Tampa unders are just bet them and retire. 2-1, 3-2, under. And this game's at 6.5. So my point is, with your star pitcher, you should give you 6 into 7 innings. Rasmussen on the other side, he's 2-0. He's catching, or 2-1 now, I guess, but he's 2-0 at home. He's catching wins. So it should be lower scoring with stud pitcher that should go far. I don't like that there's no Vladdy Guerrero in the lineup. It does concern me. It does support the under. But I think that ultimately, man for man, I think Toronto's lineup here, I thought they were hitting well. They were just in a bad travel spot. So I want to bounce back to them, and I don't expect bullpen pieces to implode and melt down on Gausman. I think he goes out there and shoves, and it's plus 185. Okay. So that's the one side. The other one is Andy Abbott. And I talked about this one. So 185 for Gausman. Sharp perspective betting coming in on Toronto. The other one I'm looking at is Andy Abbott. Andy Abbott, two things. One, the Reds like to beat the fucking Cubs. Fact. They like playing in Wrigleyville. They like getting out there and firing away. The road dog off the loss bounces back. Abbott as a dog against good teams, he's won 5 in a row. He can't get the win if the team's down and he gets pulled. Okay. Now, Abbott against the Cubs, he's 6-1 in the last 2 seasons. That's it. Abbott, Cubs, victory, 6-1. When he plays good teams, he's 23-6. And we talked about this, which surprises me, but I'm not going to get in the way of it. The Reds are in anomaly land. For whatever reason, whatever contact they put on the ball seems to generate offense and wins. So for those reasons, I took Andy Abbott to record the win. Andrew Abbott to get the win is plus 275 over at DraftKings. Now, I'm playing them both for even amount. If you want to get cute, let's say you put $100 on Gausman to win plus 185. Maybe you put, I don't know, what would it be? $65 on Abbott to win 180, to win 100. Figure out the number. Maybe in this case, because you're getting almost twice the value in Andrew Abbott to win the game. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, DM me. It's basically, instead of using the 2 bet amount, you're using the 2 win amount. It's kind of like how we come up with the run line, the -1 run line or the +1 run line. It's not an even number on the money line. It's whatever you're wagering on the money line is what you put in there to win on the run line. And that becomes the 1, right? Picking up what I'm putting down. You guys hearing what I'm saying? Maybe you think I'm crazy. I'm honest. I'm transparent. I certainly won't slander and lie. I'll tell you, you got to be careful who you get in bed with, because herpes is for life. And you would have never thought, you got to expect some companies to screen out the dirtbags, but they cling to you. They're clingy. It's like a girl you toss out to the curb. You're like, I'm done with you. She's like, well, I'm done with you. All right, well, let me throw the rest of your shit out to you while you're fucking walking down the street, Anyhow, I digress. But I do like that strategy here with the Reds and Abbott. I do like the Jays and Gausman. I gave you guys yes run first innings. The last one I'm going to go to is the run line for the Astros. And it's just because it's such a strong value here. Like, my favorite thing, obviously, is not laying odds and runs. But I'll take runs and plus money. And so the Astros, I talked about it earlier. It's just an official move that I added to my arsenal of baseball plays today with the run line of +1.5 and +115. I'm going to sprinkle that money line too, but just in good conscience to give you guys a play that I really like here. A lot of it comes down to the fact I said this before. What's funny is I said it, and then I went on Sharpie's show, my man, the Odds Bunch and the Balking Dead, best K-prop show in the business. And he asked me, he was like, you think these sports are rigged? And I went on he was basically going the same direction that I went to. They're stacking the deck for Cy Young. And now you lose Tarek Skubal. He's out of the Cy Young candidate. So, it's Ohtani's to win. And I think in that case, the boys are just sitting around there, twiddling their thumbs. They're 9-0 if you fade Ohtani as a dog, as a road favorite of more than -185. Now you could argue that's a streak, but I'll tell you, it's in his career. So it is a trend of Ohtani's. When he's a big favorite on the road, he ends up taking the L. So add manipulating the game to his arsenal. He'll give you 6 innings. He'll give you 7. I don't know if he'll give you 7 strikes today, but he'll give you at least 6 strikes. He'll give you 6 innings. He'll give you 6 strikes, and he'll keep it down to 1 run or less. I mean, it's the name of the game. And that's how he's going to coast his way into the Cy Young this year. So That being said, I like the Houston Astros in that position, you guys. I'm going to take the run line in the Astros. How about that? And the show's just kind of moving sequentially along. I like the pace that we're keeping here. We got to keep a brisk pace, but I think it's working out pretty darn well. Oh. Got to make sure I add my Twitter to the equation. Got to add me. Got to tweet with me. Now it's going to come out late. Anyhow, we got a nice arsenal of plus money spots. Even that over 6.5 in the Colorado Avalanche is still only minus 102. So my Jesper Wallstat business is going to get canceled. It'll be interesting to see how it all works out, you guys. Sharp Alert 24, checking us out on Kick. Appreciate all you guys watching us here. We are live on all of social media platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Kick. Instagram's cumbersome, clunky. They need to fix their shit is what they need to do, because it's tough to have to go in there every single time and give it a click. Firing down the line, boys. Cavs and Pistons is going to be the action in play. I've been on hell. I said it yesterday, and I don't want to jinx myself, but it's just, for some reason, people want to make you think the NBA is really hard. Like, oh, you got to be a real big. It's not that hard. I say that now, and, I'm sure I'll be eating my words here, but it's just data. It's just stats. Now, the problem is, and I think why some of these guys think it's hard is because they have a little brain. And it's hard to process the information. So little bitches, But the Lakers and the Thunder, big series there. I don't suspect. We'll talk about it because I've got some trendage for you guys. I know I love them. I think they're really good spots out there, and they're really big plus money. Well, good plus money spots, not big plus money spots. But game number one's the Cavaliers and the Pistons. Now, the Spurs lost last night. I told you guys the Spurs are going to win the NBA championship, so I'm not dissuaded. I'm not dejected by the situation. It was a 2-point loss to the Timberwolves on the road here for the Timberwolves. Well, guess what the Timberwolves are going to do? They're going to have to go back home, and they're going to get fucked up. So it's that simple. But I'm looking at game number one here. I'm looking at the Cavaliers and the Pistons. And yes, I like, and I told you, and I'm standing by it here, the Pistons to go out there and make some noise here. But I'm going to go with the over in this game. And you might be saying, well, it's a playoff game. Should be playing on the unders. I get that. But, man, Cade Cunningham, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Jared Allen. You got dudes out there, man. You don't got bitches like Kevin Durant. Speaking of bitches. And by the way, it looks like they're going to walk away from Kevin Durant's contract. I don't know if that's official or not, but I just kind of saw that and thought, wow. So there's a guy I like to fade. Can't do it tonight, though. But I will tell you this. I like points. When you get two high-scoring teams that go head-to-head, of course they generate offense. It's 85 and 46 for a 65% win rate over the last 6 years. It's the Detroit Pistons. After a big spread win that pushed the total, when they get hot, the basket gets big. They are 21 and 13 to the over this past year. So for that reason, for them players, for everything else that's going into it here, I got to look at this total. And I like 215.5. Now, it's, like I said, probably not a popular bet. You're going to probably get a lot of people that like the unders. And I'll tell you, the small favorites in the East are 4 and 14 against the spread. But how about this? Teams coming off of Game 7. Both teams coming off of Game 7, in fact. Game 1, the next series. It's perfect 5-0 to the over. Now, I'll tell you this. The fade guy likes the Pistons. I wish I'd seen that earlier. We got a new Red X developing. But I'm going to go to the total. I wish I'd seen it before. And so it kind of goes back to my friend Keith's original saying. Well, just because somebody bet on it means that all your homework and research has to go in the garbage? Yeah, it does. But the over, look at the average line they're getting, 214. Okay, so both teams went to Game 7. They're getting 214, and they're going over by 12.5 points a game. So that suggests 226. And we're getting 215.5. So there's plenty of margin. There's a double-digit margin in that factor that I'm going to jump involved in and get a shot. Now, on top of that, I'm going to go to Durant to get over 16.5 points. And maybe I sound like a broken record. You guys have heard me talk about it, right? We need the minutes. We need the value in the line. We need the previous accomplishments out there. The line's moving. It went from 15.5 to 16.5. He went for 24 points in 27 minutes the last time these two teams played. He went for 33 when the series first started. He's a beast on top of that. 14 and 16 rebounds. So a double-double for Durant's not the worst place you could play or put your money. But I think he's a really good opportunity at over 16.5 points, minus 104. And that kind of connects with the way I saw the game going and getting points on the board here. Should be an easy over. I say that, but, listen. We're going to take the over. We'll keep the fade. We'll just kind of track the fade guy aside and see if we can bring that back to fruition. The last game I got for you guys in the NBA is going to be one that maybe gives you a little bit of surprise. We got the Lake Show. We got the OKC Thunder. Biggest spread in LeBron James' career as a dog. I'll tell you this. It's tricky and it's tight. And I took 15.5 with the Lakers. Massive dogs, when their team totals under 101, are just 0-11 against the spread. And yet you're sitting there saying, well, why are you taking the Lakers? There's a little LeBron James factor in there. It's tricky because it is the biggest number on the board for game one of round two. I mean, it's just ridiculous to see in both the NHL and the NBA, the way these teams have sized up totals wise. Here's the thing. I'm going to take the 15.5. But it's like King James still has it in him, at least not to get the shit kicked out of him, right? Now, this player prop potentially could flop if LeBron's panties drop, right? If they start getting busted up, he's out. So that being said here, LeBron James double-double at plus 140. And you're going to sit there and say, well, wait a minute. What do you mean? This is why I think LeBron can push the total. LeBron's been a double-digit dog, not often. He's never played a game as more than a 12-point dog. But when it's happened 4 times, when Bron has been a double-digit dog, his average stat line, 36, 8, and 10. So now, let me do some critical thinking for you guys. Doesn't mean we're going to win, but if Bron's going out there for a 40 pop, is OKC going to smash him by 60? I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. Make it make sense, right? Which one of you guys follows me? And I saw that. That's okay, though. We're all here to share information. But that being said, I took the LeBron double-double. I mean, there's a plus 140 out there at BetMGM. Can't be mad at that. I got a plus 115. Now, I'm going to sprinkle his triple-double. A plus 850. Why? Because I told you the numbers. Where he's coming into play, 36, 8, and 10. If that 8 becomes a 10, that's a triple-double. And so I know it's not LeBron of 20 years ago. I'm not an idiot. I don't have a small brain. But I do know that there's an opportunity for these numbers to show that this makes sense. Now, where would the strategy fall down? Well, the OKC Thunder go out there and smash the Lakers by 30 points in the first half, and all of a sudden these minutes restricted in the second half, and they coast in there and just kind of finish out the game. So I don't expect that to be the case. I think that's going to be a fun game to watch. I don't expect the Lakers to win. But I wouldn't tell you not to put. I'll tell you what I wouldn't do is I would rather, if the Lakers win, LeBron probably did get a triple double, right? So realistically, I mean, look at underdogs in the series openers are 4-0. Making the dog. Opponent had the week off. Spreads over 7.5. The dog's 4-0 covering the spread in those spots. So it's not like it's totally over. The Lakers to win the game is plus 600 outright. You make them a dog of more than $300 on the road with a winning percentage over 50%. So as long as they're not a total bag of shit, doesn't cash a lot. It's a 26% win rate. But because of the price tag you're getting, it's profitable. Now you got to play that a whole lot. This is one of them spots where you got to beat your chest and be like, I took the Lakers every single game as a dog this series. And they lose, 4 games to 1, but you made $50, right? That's how you got to play that strategy if you're going to go after it. So I thought that was some good information for you guys. I don't know. You tell me. Let's talk some sharp, respected betting, and then let's put a bow on this show. Right off the gate, we did fade the sharp, respected betting report yesterday. We did play okay. Now, the Spurs minus 9.5. We were on the under. They also had the over in that game. So they went 0-2 in that Spurs series. Tough read for the Sharps in the Spurs series. They also had the over 212.5 in the Philly and Knicks game, and that cashed with ease. So 1-2 day for them in the NBA yesterday. Do I not have it for today? Oh, I had faked you guys. I don't have anything for today. My bad. They did take today the Minnesota Wild plus 164. They also took the over. They took these plays yesterday. So they were CLVing it up. They got them. Let's see if they got any CLV. Let's see if they got any cocktails and live vibes. Nope. I mean, the value in taking you know what Kalshi's done? Kalshi's made obsolete those people that are making plays overnight. Just do yourselves a favor, rest your brains, recharge your batteries, and then attack it the next day fresh. We got plenty of shows here on the Sports Money Network to help you guys figure out your way to victory here. In the MLB, they had the Red Sox. We talked about it. They did get CLV, but that was the Scooble factor. That makes me wonder if a big syndicate knew, right? Like that's got to be there, because there's no way they should have taken this slumping Red Sox. There's no way. This doesn't make sense. They took the Seattle Atlanta under 7.5. I was on that too. That took a big fucking L. They had the Reds. Reds almost won that game. And they had the Jays in reverse line movement spots. So today they've got the Jays. They've got Cleveland and Kansas City under 7.5. They checked these separate. These are the reverse line movement spots. So yesterday's reverse line movement spots were the Reds and the Jays, which both took losses. And it's just what you would think. It's reverse line movement. They got the Jays. They got the Royals. Kansas City Royals tonight against the Guardians and Gavin Williams. Toronto and Tampa under 7. Washington and Minnesota under 9.5. I'll tell you this. 15 miles an hour of wind blowing out in Washington and Minnesota. Cleveland and Kansas City, they took the under 7.5 reverse line movement. And then San Diego and San Francisco under 7.5. And then reverse line movement spots out there. So, whew. Did we do it? We did it. We got through it all. Now, it's up to you guys to figure out how it is you want to attack the board with that information I've shared with you guys. But I've shared some strategy. I've shared some insight. I've shared what they're on. I shared what we're on. If you want to get my plays, you want me to break it all down for you and tell you where I'm looking to attack at the window, you can do that over at Winnable. Very inefficient to try to do it yourself when you got somebody out there that's doing the critical thinking for you all day long. And you get text alerts when I drop live action out there for a super low cost of like 67 cents a day. Buy a long-term package, use promo code NY2026. You can get all my plays over on Winnable. Hey, it's Mikey Money here, letting you know the Sports Money team is live on Winnable. Come check out our best bets.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays, and they're sent right to your phone right when we drop them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
I had to run that one because Razor and I were messaging earlier today, and he's like, yeah, you got to put the new logos in there, and I wanted to see it. It's going to be a full reconstruct job. Anyhow, you guys, hope you enjoyed the show. Do me a favor. If you're catching it as part of the replay squad, drop a comment. Let me know that you're watching this on the replay. Let me know that it's beneficial that we move this thing up to 5 o'clock so that you guys can get this information a little bit sooner. We're debunking the myth of CLV, but we still want to give you time to get the plays in here at the Sports Money Network. And lots of big things to come, you guys. So thank you. Check it out. We'll be back tomorrow. Morning Steam, Bases Loaded, Racing with Razor, Pregaming, and anything else we feel like doing over here at the Sports Money Network. So on behalf of the squad, have a great night. See you guys soon.
I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine.